Hola amigos, how are you? I hope everybody is well. My name is Susie. Welcome to the romantic language of cooking. Today I'm going to share a recipe how to make handmade tortillas. It's easy, easier than you think, and very few ingredients that you can find at any grocery store mostly. To make homemade tortillas, you only need 4 ingredients: masa, all-purpose flour, a pinch of salt, and room temperature water. Let me talk a little bit about this masa. Masa is not cornmeal and is not cornstarch. It's its own corn flour that you will find in the section where all the flours are. It should be there at the grocery stores. And to press the tortillas, we're going to need either a tortilla presser like this, but don't worry, if you don't have a tortilla presser, you can use just 2 plates just like this, and 2 pieces of plastic, any plastic, or if you don't have plastic, or if it's easier for you, you can also use parchment paper. Let's start. Okay, we're going to start by putting all the ingredients in the bowl: flour, salt, some of the water, and just mix it with my clean hands. I want to let you know that the full recipe is at the bottom of the video. You can find the full list of ingredients, and here and don't worry if it's more on the wet side, because we're going to let it rest for about 10 minutes, and if it's a little sticky, it's better. So when you press it, we're going to make little balls, and when you press it, it shouldn't crack. So this is looking good. Maybe a tiny bit more wet, I want it. I'm doing 1 cup of corn flour, 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, and about 3/4 of a cup of water. This is going to make about 11 tortillas, medium size. Just keep kneading for about 2 minutes. Okay, this is good. I have a wet paper towel, and I'm going to just cover it and let it rest for 10 minutes so the corn finishes hydrating. My masa is been resting for 10 minutes, so it should be ready. There's 2 ways you can do this. I'm going to show you the way I do it. You just eyeball it for a bowl. You make a bowl with your hand about 1 inch diameter and put it in the middle of the press. I use, the one to wrap food, because it's nice and thin, and I find sometimes it's just easier to peel it. But you can give it a try with wax paper, with parchment paper. You can give it a try with one of those resealable plastic bags. Just cut it in a square, the size of your presser, and press gently. I find this side, the side of the handle, gets a little thinner, so I try to turn it around. Check it for thickness, not too thin, not too thick. The thicker ones are prepared a different way. This is your tortilla, and by the way, when you start this process, make sure you start heating your pan or your comal. I have a comal from Mexico, but don't worry, you can use a non-stick pan, you can use a cast iron pan. Don't worry, just medium to medium-high heat. The other way I want to show you, just like this, and then slice it. Let's say this way once, like that, and then eyeball it more or less this size. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8. 12. And I'm going to show you with the 2 plates how you can do it. It's very easy. So you make your little bowl, place it in the center with the plastic, put the other plastic on top, and just press evenly, and check. This is a little too thick, so I'm going to make it a little bigger, pressing a little more. And pretty good tortilla. What do you think? Grab the top plastic, peel it gently. And the other side is a little bit more tricky. Place it on your hand and peel the other side of the plastic gently. And then you're going to place it in your hot comal or in your hot pan. So as you could see, I pre-cut these, pre-measured. I made the little balls so they're ready for me to press. This is kind of like a more practical way. And another thing is, if you are not eating them or if you don't want to cook them all at once, you can save these in the fridge, just like so, with a wet paper towel for tomorrow maybe. With a little patience, one by one. Peel it slowly. If you feel it's going to stick to your hands, try the first one. I use a wet towel. Wet my fingers a little bit. Peel it very slowly and just press it like so. So when you start seeing the edges a little cooked, we are going to grab a spatula. In Mexico, we say manos de tortillera. The tortilla maker, their hands are pretty used to the heat and you can just flip it with your fingers. But here we're going to be safe, safety first. It's not ready to be flipped. While we're waiting, I have an idea. You know my favorite drink is tequila. They call me Tequila Susi, Susi Tequila, that's my name. I have my favorite tequila here. Perfect with my tortillas. And at the end, we're going to make a taco. Salud, everyone. Wow, my tortilla looks like it's ready to be flipped. Perfect. Look at this. And the smell, smells like Mexico. I love it. The second side usually doesn't stick too much to the pan, so you can flip it so the edges don't start burning. When the vapor inflates it, makes like a little bubble, is the best thing. This tortilla looks ready. So this is the way I save them, in a cloth. Just a basket, put in a cloth, and it stays warm to make the next one. And I wanted to mention that you don't need any oil for this. And also, depending, I like the kind of browner tortilla. It gives it, to me, a flavor that I enjoy. If you like it not too dark, put it lower and just let it cook a little more time. Here, you make sure you don't have cracked edges. The smoother, the better. Not too thick. When it's too thick, we call it sopes, and that's another technique that if you want, leave me a comment and I'll make a video about sopes. To know when to flip the tortilla, check the sides and make sure it's not stuck to the pan. This one is, I think, ready. About ready to be flipped. Voila! 2 minutes on this side, if necessary. Depending on the temperature, the best bet always when cooking is to try it. So when it cools down a little bit, give it a try. If it doesn't taste completely cooked, then leave it a little longer. Some recipes, they add a little oil to the dough, but I prefer not to. I just add a little bit more water, like I said, let it sit, and that will give it enough moisture and elasticity with the all-purpose flour. You're going to have beautiful tortillas. Like I mentioned before, you can just keep your tortillas warm in a cloth like this, and to save them for the next day, just put them in a resealable plastic bag, and also you can freeze them. And remember, if you want to make your dough ahead of time, just keep the pre-measured balls with a paper towel, a wet paper towel, put them in the fridge, and they're ready for the next day to make more tortillas. I'm going to try a tortilla now. So if you live alone, let's say, or it's 2 people of you, you don't feel like doing a big mole or a stew or anything, listen, I just made some scrambled eggs with a little prosciutto, like cooked ham, just to try the tortilla. Salsa, green salsa from the store. I do have a video for salsa quemada, you can check it out. I love cilantro, why not? And oh, it really tastes like Mexico. So good. I'm just going to eat it all. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, maybe share with your friends, and leave me a comment to see another video, a recipe that I can share with you. Thank you. Adios.